I love it.
I still got to wear this jersey, though. I lost that bet back, and it's still shocking to me that of all the losses this year,
I didn't bring it with
freaking
me.
Falcons game. Well, no, you want to get max value out of this because I have to wear your jersey on TV like all day. You want to get a Friday where there's Get Up, First Take.
So you have to do all that stuff on Friday?
That's usually my Friday schedule.
This Friday here?
I do those two.
I'm going to send my wife.
You don't want to do it this Friday because the hits are limited this week. Just to be honest, just to be clear. You're not going to get max value. If you wait till next Friday or Friday's coming up in the NBA season, you get max value.
Okay. No, Joe. The jersey will be here.
You want it this Friday?
Yep.
See about that.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
A huge inheritance. But a phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard for a new one on us. Just trade in any phone from our top brands with select unlimited plans. $800 purchase new smartphone line.
It's Theo Dorsey. Spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium is less than a month away. Mini plans are the best way to maximize your St. Louis Cardinals and Miami Marlins game day experiences. Packages start at just $75 and can be customized for the games that you want. Get access to premium games like Cardinals versus Yankees on March 9th or Marlins Red Sox on March 14th. Purchase your mini plans at the ticket office or visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. It's National Signing Day on ESPN 106.3.
University of Miami.
Presented by Kaiser University, home of the 2023 NAIA Football National Champions.
Florida State University, go now. Florida State it is.
Breaking the biggest stories and covering everything high school sports.
Florida. You're going to Florida.
National Signing Day is presented by HSS, Kaiser University, Smith, Valbayas, and Prather, Culligan, and the Orange Bowl.
The National Signing Day special only on ESPN 106.3. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. No theoretically speaking today because it is a big holiday in the Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast area high school sports. It is National Signing Day, the second go-around, the February edition. Colin Russo with you. Alongside me is Christian Katt. As always, got a packed program for you today. A lot of fun is going to be had over the next 2 hours as we break down some of the big signees, signs, big changes if we get any more information available to us and what's going on in the high school realm and who's signing where, who's going here. We also got a couple special guests joining the program, most notably Mike Norvell, the head coach of Florida State football. He will be joining us in about 15 minutes on these very airwaves. You can catch us streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, at ESPN West Palm if you want to watch it. Then Norvell will be joining on video, so we'll be talking to him a little later. Miles Russ, the Kaiser head coach for football, will be joining us on a little later. Santa Lucia's head coach for high school football in the area, Hector Clavijo, will be joining us. He has 6 kids signing. 6 guys. Wow. And they had a couple guys sign in the early period as well. What a job Hector has been doing over in Santa Lucia's. We got a packed next 2 hours. Very much looking forward to it. We got a couple interviews we're going to get to. But more importantly, now that this is the time of the year where kids are locking down where they're going to play, where they're going to be settling at least the beginning part of their college career. Nowadays, you never know with the transfer portal. But it's always fun to see this. I was at one earlier today over at Palm Beach Christian. It was Palm Beach Christian. Jeremiah Parks, a cornerback, committed to Nebraska Kearney. And the first scholarship athlete from that school, the first person from that school to graduate, and is somebody who is now a trailblazer in that program's history because it's only been there for about 3-4 years. And Willie Snead was there, Pastor Snead, his father was there. They run Palm Beach County Hall of Famers, essentially. And they run that school, Palm Beach Christian. And I was at the signing ceremony, or the signing day, a couple hours ago. And I guess it really just sets into perspective how much this means to communities, how much this means to schools, how much this means to coaches. And it really was a sight to behold because it was one of the more intimate, emotional, and exciting ones that I think I've been to.
Yeah, there's 2 sides of this. There is the powerhouse high schools that are producing powerhouse prospects for Power 4 colleges. Or, like you mentioned, there's the other end where it's these smaller schools, these newer schools, these schools that are just getting into the game and just starting to produce talent that can play at the next level. When I went to high school, very small school, I was thankful to be in the same class as our high school's first ever D1 college football. Played at Marist for a couple of years, and it's a big deal. Like, you're calling everybody you know to go to the library during lunchtime for the signing ceremony for our lineman Daniel Woodacon. It's an incredible atmosphere on either side of the spectrum because on one side, historic in that gymnasium. On the other side, you're going to see that face, those names, playing on ESPN or on ABC at 7 o'clock maybe 4 years from now.
It is fascinating, too, because some schools, I don't want to say spoiled, but they're used to it. This is just like, all right, we got our signing day. We got 11 guys going to this sport. We got 3 people going to this sport. We got a couple female athletes going to this sport. Some athletic programs are that good and that reputable. But there's also programs, like you're alluding to, that are smaller, don't necessarily have the opportunity, the resources, or the talent, or the players that come through there, which is why when that first athlete goes and signs his national letter of intent to play whatever sport, whether it's football, field hockey, whatever it may be, it is a game-changing type of moment for schools because all of a sudden the younger players that might, instead of trying to transfer out to a bigger and better program, might think, well, if so-and-so did it and got out of this school and was able to get a scholarship out of it, why can't I? It's a big turning point in smaller programs.
Yeah, it works that internally, and then externally, maybe other colleges and other programs look at that smaller school now and say, well, this guy panned out. He came from that Palm Beach Christian, and now all of a sudden he's starting for me as a junior. Let's recruit that school again. If that head coach comes calling and says that he's a wide receiver who's a great athlete, who has a 4.0 GPA, I'm going to answer that phone call. I'm going to go to Palm Beach Christian and watch him practice. To be a trailblazer is massive for the school, the family, and those that come after him.
Willie Snead, the fourth, the former professional wide receiver in the NFL, played for the Ravens, played for a bunch of teams, had an 11-year career. Basically, he's all around the program. He's all around the Palm Beach County area, especially in the high school sports scene now that his playing career is mostly behind him. He spoke at this signing event that I was at, and he said, listen, you're the only thing in your way. You are the only thing in your way, and what you can accomplish, what we have accomplished as a school. And it was basically a motivational speech. I was ready to run through it. I was ready to sign somewhere.
Yeah, you are.
After he spoke. And so it just goes to show that he was real with them. He was like, listen, I played 11 years in the pros. I was a 0-star recruit, just like him. And the player that they had, Jeremiah Parks, was a 0-star recruit. But he's like, I was a 0-star recruit, and I didn't define my limits myself. I didn't let other people define my limits, and I played 11 years in the pros. So it goes to show that it's not really where you come from or what school you go to. It's really about the individual player. So we got a couple guys that we'll break down as the program goes along on the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3 with Colin Russo and Christian Katt. We'll get into where these guys have going and where they're signing and everything like that and what schools have a lot of representation. But it goes to show that we should really take into consideration how impressive it is for a student athlete to take the next step like this, to finally get an opportunity to play, whether with a scholarship or not, at the collegiate level. It's a big deal. And I don't want it to go overshadowed because you see on social media some of these big-time programs and how they handle it. And all of a sudden there's certain schools that have 15, 16 guys. It almost makes it feel like not a big deal. But it is. And we're excited to cover it the next 2 hours because we're going to have Mike Norvell, a guy who has a Palm Beach County alum on his team that made contributions this year, and Amari Williams, who played both ways for Benjamin just last year. True freshman, had 75 yards receiving and was a contributor for Florida State this past year. We'll talk to him. On the flip side, right now, we will hear Theo Dorsey of Theoretically Speaking. He got to speak with Zion Harris of Treasure Coast High School, a center who signed with Fort Hays State. Locked in, going to college, playing at the next level. Here's Zion Harris with Theo Dorsey.
Theo Dorsey here, National Signing Day 25, and we're here with the Treasure Coast Titans. Two athletes just signed. One of them, Zion Harris, going to Fort Hays State. He's with me right now. What was the reasoning behind making this decision and signing, and how long did it take for you to come to this decision?
It took me about a year, to be honest. It was just like praying to God and asking him where I should be at, and I felt like this is the best opportunity that I have.
Now, what are you going to be playing up there?
Center.
Do you have a good feel for like what the Titans taught you versus also what Fort Hays is going to expect from you over the next 4 years or so?
Yes.
What do you think that is, and what have the coaches been telling you that have obviously been trying to recruit your talents this last couple of years?
Just to work harder and be more dominant, be more aggressive.
What was your journey to get here to Treasure Coast? I hear that you didn't start your journey here, but you did get refined here.
Yeah, I started at Sin-10 my freshman year. I was on JV, then I went to Inlet Grove.
For you to have a couple of different schools in your background, that means you obviously are versatile enough to learn different schemes, learn different coaches. What did you pick up along that way as well that you think is going to help you at the next level?
Being able to run different offenses and play different positions.
The center, man, you're touching the ball every play when you're the center. It's an important position. Are there certain things you want to refine before you do step foot on campus at Fort Hays?
My run blocking and my pass blocking and staying firm on my stance.
I love that. Zion Harris joining us here. How long have you dreamt of this day? I mean, this is National Signing Day. This is the day that you that all those long hours of practicing, working out in the offseason and whatnot, this is what it culminates in. How long have you been thinking about what this moment would feel like?
A long time. I prayed about things like this, being in a position to further my education and my athletics.
I hear the music playing in the background here. That's what you want to hear after a long, successful drive out there at Fort Hays, the band ramping up. What was the ambiance like playing here at Treasure Coast, and what do you think you're going to miss the most about Friday nights here at your high school?
Definitely the band. It was probably the best band I ever heard during my time in high school.
Right, they're giving you a little taste of that as well on the way out the door here. Again, Theo Dorsey with Zion Harris going on to play center at Fort Hays State. For you, was there one person that gave you the best, nuggets of advice before making this big decision, or maybe just along the way as you've been getting better and better as a football player?
Definitely my older brother, Najee.
What was it that he told you, and what's his experience with football as well?
He just told me to pray to God and ask for guidance. He plays at University of Florida right now.
Got you. And when you have somebody like that in your corner who has done it and is currently still doing it, how much do you lean on him to try and make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing the right way, so that you can also be be over there and play high-level college football the way that you want to?
Just ask him questions. Whenever I have a question, I just ask him. Whatever I need, I ask him.
Got you. And then lastly here, man, what was it like? I mean, Coach Irv, that dude there, I feel like he's stern. He gets the most out of his players, but everybody that goes through this program loves him. What do you feel about what he was able to do for you as a football player and as a young man?
I feel like he was able to bring something different out of me. He's a different coach than I had during my time in high school. He just brought the best out of me.
We enjoy watching you on Fridays. Good luck on Saturdays, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Center Zion Harris of Treasure Coast High School with Theo Dorsey there. It is a National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo with you alongside Christian Katt. Zion Harris going to Fort Hays State to play some center. Smith Ball Bias and Prather, they're the Florida Injury Lawyers, proud to be the presenting sponsor of High School Game Day on ESPN 106.3. If you've been in a car accident, call now for a free consultation. Evidence fades away, witness accounts get blurry. Don't delay in getting that free consultation today, because the sooner you call, the sooner the lawyers at Smith Ball Bias and Prather can start putting their extensive experiences and resources to work for you. You don't pay anything unless they make a recovery for you. Call right now. That's 500-HELP. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Bias and Prather will help. Call them today at 500-HELP. That's 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Bias and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. So after the timeout, on the flip side of things, we'll hear from head coach of Florida State football, Mike Norvell, coming off a 2-10 season. Lots to talk about with him there about the Palm Beach County sports and also what's going on with Florida State football. Stick around for it. On the flip side of things, it's the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. Theo here, and for me, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing is my go-to, and it should be yours too. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and water flow perfectly. EDS is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Go to edsisyes.com. That's edsisyes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes.
Want to play college football? Register today for the free Orange Bowl Florida High School Football Showcase presented by Baptist Health. Hit the gridiron on Saturday, February 15th at St. Thomas University in Miami Gardens and show off your football skills in front of coaches from across the country for a chance to earn scholarships and aid for college. The event is open to high school juniors and seniors. More than $1 million is awarded each year. Register for free today at orangebowl.org.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Welcome to Recycle Right Trivia, sponsored by the Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County. Question 1. What belongs in the yellow recycling bin?
Newspapers, cereal boxes, magazines?
Correct! Now, blue bin. What goes in there?
Plastic bottles, aluminum cans, glass jars?
You nailed it! Remember, Palm Beach County, recycle right and stay in the game for our planet.
It's National Signing Day on ESPN 106.3.
University of Miami.
Presented by Kaiser University, home of the 2023 NAIA Football National Champions.
Florida State University, go Norvell. Florida State it is.
Breaking the biggest stories and covering everything high school sports.
Florida. You're going to Florida.
National Signing Day is presented by HSS, Kaiser University, Smith, Ball Bayous and Prather, Kelligan, and the Orange Bowl.
Rolling on here with the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3, live from the City Play Studios right here in downtown West Palm Beach. A lot going on in the Palm Beach area. Treasure Coast high school sports scene is National Signing Day, the second of which now away and through in the middle of it. Colin Russo Christian Katt with you now, joined by a special guest. You can see him on the sidelines up there in Tallahassee, Florida, the current head coach of the Florida State Seminoles football team, and that is none other than Mike Norvell joining the program. Coach Norvell, how are we doing today? What's going on?
Doing good, Colin. Appreciate you guys having us on.
Of course. So let's start about right here. Mike, you've now been in the Florida scene, in the Florida sports scene for, I believe, year 5 just completed at Florida State. What can you say about how Palm Beach County sports, Treasure Coast area, you have a lot of players, Amari Williams, Jordan Travis being one of them, a lot of guys from the area, and there's a lot of talent here. What can you say about how this county produces top-tier talent?
No, I mean it's been an incredible place for us, just throughout the years, but especially here, as of late. You're really excited about the guys we've had join the program. Obviously Amari coming in this past season, coming in as a true freshman. Really got some great newcomers that have joined. Ricky Knight, who was part of the program here this last year. Getting Max Redmond, here this year. Coming in. I just think it's a really great place. With the football, the talent, the great young men that have come in, but something that we're going to really have a huge emphasis on as we move forward, elevating our program.
And I know it's been a couple years for you, but you're a Texas guy, if I got this right, and now shifting to Florida here, trying to get involved in the scene here. A couple schools fighting for the talent out here. How have you acclimated to getting your kind of foothold in the high school football in the Florida scene?
No, I mean it's been great, and grateful for the hospitality of all the coaches, the schools. It was kind of a tough start. When I first got here to Florida State, we had COVID hit, so it was about a year and a half not being able to get into high schools. But really have tried to spend a lot of time, building relationships, making sure that it's the players that we have on the roster that are going to be the greatest recruiters that we have, and being able to share kind of our all-inclusive approach, and making sure that we're pouring into our guys to be the best that they can be there on the field, but also making sure that they're growing into the men they're fulfilling the potential that they have they're off of it as well. And it's been wonderful being able to take those steps, and we've got a lot of great relationships there throughout the state, and really excited about where we're headed.
One of those players that set that reputation of the Palm Beach sports area high school sports is Jordan Travis, who you spent the early part of that Florida State career almost exclusively with Jordan at the helm at quarterback from the Benjamin School right here in Palm Beach County. What point did you know that Jordan was something special?
I think when you get to know the man and just the worker, Jordan cared so much about this football team. He's cared so much about Florida State in general, and then obviously had great talent. He had great talent, great ability. He went through his ups and downs, and just seeing his response, seeing his character. He was a guy that made everybody on the team better. He brought the right mindset, he brought the right approach, day in and day out to practice, and left here as one of the great Seminoles ever that have ever played the game. Was a conference player of the year. Led us to a conference championship, and just so grateful for the opportunity I got to be able to coach him and to see his journey and where it was able to take him.
Coach Mike Norvell of FSU football joining the program now on National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. Coach Norvell, you saw this past year, I guess, life after Jordan Travis. The type of year is probably not how we expected it to go. Did not have the most responsive year comparatively to what happened the year prior, 13-1 to 2-10. Let me ask you this, Coach. At what point this season did you think that, all right, this is not going the way we anticipated, this is not going the way we planned, things are kind of getting out of hand here? At what point in the season did that really fact come about?
Well, I mean, you go through a year like we experienced, and it's nothing that anybody wanted to ever go through. And some of the things that were in our control, some things out of our control, and some of the adversity that we faced. But as we go through that season and those experiences, about where do you go from there? And the response from our players, we had our young classes. I mean, the 23 to 24 class, those are just some of the best classes that we've been able to put together. A lot of great young players that I believe are going to be the stars of the future, and seeing their their buy-in, their approach, their ownership to the results that have taken place. I mean, it is now an incredible push to get our program back to competing for championships, and we know what it looks like. We know what it takes. We've been a part of winning 19 straight games. We've seen that play out, and now it's this team, this group, being able to put its stamp on what this season's going to hold. And there is a great deal of excitement and energy that's in our program, and we're excited for spring practice. We've hit the ground running there in our winter program. I think our guys are doing a really nice job of taking that opportunity to push themselves and to really let this be a player-led team. That's coach inspired, and it's my job to inspire them every single day, helping them realize what they can accomplish and what they can do. But it's got to be player-led, and I think you feel that on a day in and day out basis. Here in the early part of 2025, and I'm excited to see that grow throughout the rest of this off season as we go into the year that's ahead.
Yeah, Coach, a year like that, after a year that you had going 13-1 the year prior, what is something that you, as a coach, you've had a ton of success over in Memphis, and you a quick rise up to the top of the line here as a head coach. What is something that you kind of learned about being a coach and managing expectation and making sure that guys respond to adversity the right way? After a year like last year, what is something that I guess now that Mike Norvell today knows that he didn't know 365 days ago?
Well, I mean, I think you see the importance of every day, the importance of that edge, I say almost a desperation to be all that you can be. And in today's age of college athletics, there's a lot of new dynamics, new elements. When it comes to players coming in, whether it's through the high school ranks, through the transfer portal, you get one shot at it. And each team needs to put its mark. To be able to define the identity of who they are. Obviously how they respond to success, how they respond to adversity, and just the importance of each action, the importance of the leadership, the push of being able to maximize the potential that you have. And then if there's a bad play, a bad moment, a bad game, how do you respond in those situations? And that's been a huge focus for us as we've continued to build and develop this team that's coming into the 25 season. Making sure that we're identifying those guys and those traits that are critical for this team to be able to establish itself as one of the teams that are going to have a chance to compete for a championship this year. But it's not just about what they've done in their past, but it's also what are you doing in this moment, and just that absolute hunger and drive to go maximize the potential that these guys have.
Coach, you mentioned earlier about where do you go from here and how do you respond after what happened and transpired this past year. One thing that was notable in the Florida State's offseason was the acquisition, the hiring of none other than Gus Malzahn, and somebody who has had a ton of success at the SEC level, basically at UCF as well, and somebody that you actually worked underneath at Tulsa. And it's funny because Gus Malzahn gives you an opportunity at Tulsa. You get to work and learn under him. And then now, fast forward, 15 years, 20 years, and the roles have kind of reversed here. You think, Gus, you got to come in and help us and work underneath me. How would that relationship develop? Is that somebody you always kept in touch with, always wanted to work with again? Or did this sort of spur of the moment, you saw an opportunity and took it?
I'm grateful for the relationship I have with Gus, and he provided an open door for me, to be able to get into Division I coaching. I was a GA for him. Really, so much of the foundation of where I started. And, when it comes to offensive football, I think he's one of the most innovative minds in the game. You can feel his energy, his excitement. The head coaching position has changed a lot in the recent years in college football. And, for Gus to get back to being able to, really lead a side of the ball, to be able to do what he loves and coach an offensive football. You could see the excitement on his face. You can feel his energy that he's bringing into our program. Really excited for our student athletes, being able to benefit from him and just his mind, his approach, and really excited about being able to work side by side with Coach Malzahn once again.
Coach Mike Norvell of FSU football joining us now on the National Signing Day special. Coach Norvell, one thing that kind of comes with Malzahn is the relationship that he has built at previous schools, one of them being notably Thomas Castellanos, the transfer from Boston College at quarterback, was at UCF under Malzahn, under Reese Plumlee as well at quarterback. This is somebody that's coming in now and has high expectations for a program such as FSU that desires and demands excellence almost. And Castellanos, what sort of led you in that direction? Was it the relationship with Malzahn? It was an ugly exit for Castellanos out of BC. What were those conversations like in getting him involved in FSU and knowing that this might be your guy?
Yeah, Tommy's somebody that, I've known, since he was in high school. It was a guy that we recruited. He's been able to come into the college game. You got to start there with Coach Malzahn. He was able to play there, as a freshman. You saw the spark that he could bring. Obviously he made the decision to go and, go up to Boston College where, he had a very productive, couple of years. Obviously things, all transpired the way that they did, but he's somebody that, I think is one of the most dynamic playmakers in all of college football. He is a great young man. You talk about energy, excitement. The way that he's come into our program, really with a huge emphasis of the guys that he's getting to do it with, and building those relationships. Guys gravitate to him. He's excited, and he brings an edge, and a lot of. Anticipation of what's ahead and what he can be, and I think it's a wonderful fit for us, and it's been fun watching him transition into our program, and just the support he's getting from his teammates, his coaches, and being able to put his stamp and mark on this Florida State program.
Coach, I appreciate the time. One last question for you before we let you go here. One thing that's interesting about how college football has sort of graduated to a new level, NIL, expanded playoff, is conferences kind of playing in their own little – they have their own little groups. And I'm curious, being an ACC coach, head coach such as yourself, a coach of a team that in a lot of ways got robbed out of a playoff bid 2 years ago. Now all of a sudden you're seeing the Big Ten, the SEC take opportunities to try to establish more of a clinch on the playoff, and whether that's automatic bids or their strength of schedule, whatever it may be. Being you as an ACC head coach, do you think that there is a sense of animosity towards these other conferences in terms of how they are handling it? And I guess my question is, one thing that people were complaining about was that ACC getting the automatic bid, the bye, and on top of the conference champions. Is that something that you have a problem with, that schools take problem with those schools getting buys? Is that a problem to you that certain schools, certain conferences, I should say, are getting more leeway and I guess more of an excuse?
Well, I mean, I think we have a great conference. That one, when you look back at this last season, we had a winning record against the Big Ten and the Big 12. In head-to-head, matchups throughout the course of last season. We had the most wins against the SEC of any conference, that's out there, and it's a great brand of football. And you look at this past year, a lot of competitive teams, a lot of great players, that are on these teams in the ACC, and you got to bring it every day. And I believe that as we continue to progress, it's going to be a dogfight each and every year, to compete for that championship in the ACC, and we've got to go prove it on the field. As we kick off this season with Alabama coming to us, in week 1, and there's going to be a lot of great matchups, and that's the fun part of college football is that you get to go do it out there on the field. And I think when you look at our success over the last 3-4 years of what we've been able to do, it's something that I'm proud of. Obviously, last year was a disappointing year, but I'm excited for what's ahead, and you just continue to push Florida State back to where it deserves to be, and you'll be in that national conversation when it comes to championships and being among the best in all of college football.
Coach Norvell, you're getting a couple staple players out of Palm Beach County. We appreciate you giving us the time today. We look forward to speaking again soon, and I look forward to next year.
I appreciate you guys having me on, and go Noles.
You got it. That's Coach Mike Norvell of FSU football on the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. We roll on here. Big thanks to Coach Norvell for giving us the time there. Said a couple interesting things about his relationship with Gus Malzahn, who's going to be the new offensive coordinator over at Florida State. And Gus Malzahn is somebody that walked away, amicably exited, whatever you want to call it, out of UCF, and now taking that job at Florida State. And it's interesting because Gus Malzahn was the offensive coordinator at Tulsa. And Mike Norvell began his career really as a GA at the Division I level at Tulsa, working underneath Malzahn. So there's a little small circle moment that years down the line flipped. Malzahn needs an opportunity, and in comes Mike Norvell to help him out. HSS Florida, the quality of our choices affects the quality of our lives. So when it comes to how you move, do you choose to see a doctor? Go to the #1 orthopedic specialists in the world. Backed by a team who custom tailor your treatment. Do you choose to live with limitations or live life to the fullest? By going to the place that's #1 at getting people back to doing what they love. Choose better, move better. Locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida. We roll on here on the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. And we talk about people that have a staple in the recruiting game in the Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast area. And one I want to bring up that we hear about a ton because there are our friends at the station and they're right in our backyard is what Kaiser University does and what Kaiser football does at that. I'd like to welcome in the head coach of Kaiser, Miles Russ, joining us now on the National Signing Day special. Coach, what's going on? How are you? What's going on?
Yes, all is well. All is well. It's been great. Been excited for the program to get some new guys part of our family. So we're ready to go.
Leland Beckford being one of them out of Treasure Coast. Coach, you have such a name and a brand within this Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast area, and I think you, above all people, know just how much talent there actually is in Palm Beach County, especially from Kaiser University. Why don't you get into that in terms of just really how littered of talent is this county with high school football?
No, absolutely. I think it started from, a long back, even before we started the program. I'm from here in Palm Beach County, and, also I've seen so many great players have to leave the county to go off to school and play good football. So just being able to help start this program 8 years ago, and then now to see where it's at and being able to keep guys home or closer to home and not having to go, way out of the state to play good football and really play legitimate, really good football and be a part of a really good program as well. So, but just being able to, to see this talent and know and be able to see these guys in person during the year and really doing our homework on these guys, it says a lot. The hard work that these guys have put in, and it's definitely been the foundation of our team and then of our program as we continue to grow this thing.
And, Coach, you mentioned that this is relatively a fresh program, and it's important with NAIA schools for especially football One thing that's very important is brand recognition and understanding that this is a high-level football team. This is a high-level program that can prepare you for levels beyond this, and we need to win. Getting this off the ground and also maintaining and continuing to grow recognition of what you guys are, what you guys do, what you guys embody, and the type of talent that you guys possess. What has that been for you in terms of getting your name out there? And I know the championship last year helps a whole lot. But what has that been for you?
No, it's been great. Being able, one thing that we done, we went out and played some teams, went out to play FCS teams during our tenure here. Was able to beat two Division II teams for the first time ever this past year. Getting back to the national championship game, being in the national championship game 3 years in a row. And when we won one last year, wasn't able to get over the hump this year. But just seeing the consistency that we have been with this program, and then also just understanding this is a community-based team. So, when you go to our games, it's seeing so many of the guys around that 50-mile radius of Palm Beach County and seeing the parents and the uncles and aunts that come support these young men, and even just the people within their community of the teachers. That's what it's about. And then also our guys having other opportunities after they graduate from here. And I think that's really been really good for us as a program, and something that I push as the head coach of. We have multiple guys playing Division I football that came here, dominated, got a degree, and played their extra year or two at Division I schools and are playing. So that just shows you the caliber of players that we have, the ability for us to develop and do things the right way.
Coach, you've been involved with Kaiser for a long time now and are working your way up towards head coach. For you, establishing culture, making this a Miles Russ team, what is something that you did, or how did you establish this culture to make, not only get your stamp on it, to also embody what Kaiser football is?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to continue to still have the foundation that we built. But again, like you said, to make it ours, this blessed era that they've been saying. But one thing I've been really pushing, part of our culture, is the grit. We always talk about grit culture and everything that we do on the field and off the field. And within that grit on the field and off the field comes genuine, respectful, innovative, and trustworthy young men. And that's what we're trying to continue to push out into the community. And I think that's hopefully what you see once you come out and, watch us play, and then also see our guys out in the community as well. So that's something that I really wanted to pinpoint and continue to push out. That's something that is ours. And then continue to keep on the field, continue to keep our physicality, and just be able to run the football, and tackle, doing all the everything that it takes to win games, but within that being disciplined as well. So just kind of encompassing all those things, but also making it ours at the same time.
Coach Miles Russ of Kaiser University football joining us now on the National Signing Day special on ESPN 1063. Coach Russ, one thing about how collegiate football and for NAIA schools as well is it's harder than ever to keep players. It's harder than ever to keep players around, keep them committed, and it's not necessarily a bad thing that they should want to take steps forward, but it's also harder than ever to get them to commit long term. How have you adjusted to this? Is there problems alongside with even the collegiate level at Kaiser that certain things need to change to make things a little bit more sustainable?
No, not necessarily. At the end of the day, that's college football in general. You're going to have to end up having to build a team over and over again every year. That's part of it. And one thing I've done as a coach, just controlling the controllables. I can't control those things. The only thing I can control is taking care of these young men that give us an opportunity, making sure they're doing what they need to do on the field and off the field, especially with their academics, and getting them prepared. And in order for us to truly get them prepared, we have to know what they want to accomplish, what goals that they have. And once we kind of know those goals, how can we help them reach those goals? And a lot of these guys, they come here and they want to continue to grow and want to play Division I at a certain point, and that's fine. But we have the formula, and I truly believe the formula is to come here, dominate on the field and off the field, graduate, and then once you graduate, have that opportunity to continue to grow. So we have a formula that we push for our players. Sometimes guys might want to rush it. Some guys do it the right way. It's just how it goes. But something that we can control as coaches is just making sure that we're doing right by these young men, and that's all we can do. And I think that's it's not a coincidence that we have been able to be consistent, because I truly believe that we're doing things the correct way and to benefit these young men as they go through our program.
Coach Russ, one thing about you, being a former player and being a running back especially, is that grit nature that you alluded to. That is sort of the type of thing that you embody. That is the type of play style that you embody. You're a running back at heart. Does that still seep in at all, that playing career, or have you completely graduated to the sidelines, or does part of you think, that hard-nosed linebacker, running back type mentality?
No, I think, that's part of coaching. You want your team to embody, who you are. And that's how I came up with that grit of just on the field, off the field. I wanted that to embody who I was and the team to embody that. And I think that's part of being a coach. And I still feel it. Even as a running back, I'm not the biggest of guys. People look past me, as I grew up and ended up doing some really good things as a player. It's the same thing as a coach. People still look past, what we got going on here and myself, or what job I can do here. So I still feel and see those same doubts that I take personally and try to, prove people wrong. And I still want our guys to kind of feel that as well. And I think that's something that we were able to do and that we're going to continue to do, not just to prove people wrong, but just continue to have that grit culture that we were just talking about. And I truly think that will continue to make us be consistent as we go year on.
Coach, is there a coaching equivalent to running somebody over, like as a running back in football? Is there something that happens during the game that gives you the rush of running somebody over and breaking one free?
Well, I love when we just line up and run straight at you. We call duo, and we have a play for it that we're lining up everybody, and their mama knows that we're going to run this play downhill, and we still get the 4 to 5 yards that we wanted every play. And I think that's part of it. I think that's something that's the equivalent to that of, everybody knows it's third and short, and we're not going to try to trick anybody. We're going to line up, and we're going to run downhill, run our duo, and get our double teams and get man on man and find a way to get the first down. I think that's the best way to that it would be equivalent of running somebody over.
Coach Miles Russ of Kaiser Football joining us here. Coach, last thing here, you've had so much experience with Kaiser, and especially in the recruiting game and within the area, outside of the area. How important is it to you to get the sense, or give at least athletes the sense, Kaiser is a local team for the Palm Beach County teams? Kaiser's right in your backyard. That's an advantage with recruiting families and keeping it local, keeping everybody together. How much have you leaned into the fact that, hey, Palm Beach County is great at football, but we also are a local team?
Yes, and I think it starts even before the season. The things that we do in the summer, the camps that we have a 7-on-7 camp that we're linked with you guys.
Yep.
We have team camps. We have specific positional camps. So all of those things is getting the community, getting people on campus, and really truly seeing what we have for them on campus, them meeting us, really taking advantage of us being close. I think that's something that we have done a great job of. Everybody knows, who we are, what we represent, and making sure that they see our kids working and really taking advantage of that. And then now when you come watch our team play, from the summer, and now you're out in the fall watching our team play, now you can see, how they're acting on the field, how the coaches are interacting, and then now you can really understand the type of players, when we're playing these games at home, and you'd be like, wow, I can't believe that guy is here. And I think that's something that we see a lot as people come watch us play, but that's our biggest deal, of just making sure that they're comfortable and they really see the type of talent that's out there once they come see us play.
Coach Russ, I appreciate you giving us the time. You've done such a great job building that program to what it is today. Continue doing good work. Looking forward to talking again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it. That's Coach Miles Russ of Kaiser Football right here in the Palm Beach County area and the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. He's got linebacker Leland Beckford and amongst others from the Treasure Coast coming into town next year to go play for some Kaiser football. 3 straight championship appearances, 1 championship, lost the one this past year, won the whole thing last year. That was Miles Russ, the Kaiser head coach. We got to talk to Hector Clavijo, Santa Lucia's head coach. Talk about having players going to college and playing at the next level. Hector Clavijo can probably tell you more than anybody. 6 players signing today from Santa Lucia's high school, and amongst others that were earlier in the year. Looking forward to talking to Hector Clavijo coming up next on the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Good people, it's your boy Theo Dorsey. The big game is almost here, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last football game of the season with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the big game. Prize Picks is also giving away a free pick for the big game, where one of the starting quarterbacks will only need to throw 1 yard to win. If you're correct on at least one more stat projection, you can win some real cash. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Prize Picks is the best place to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
As market dynamics change, the quality of service you receive from your accounting firm shouldn't. Anshin Accountants and Advisors take the time to get to know you and your unique circumstances to help resolve complex issues and develop innovative tax and accounting solutions tailored to meet your goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner eager for a strategy to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver where others can't. Visit anchin.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, recalculating what's possible.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Can't make it to New Orleans for the big game? Join us at Duffy's Sports Grill with 2 ways to score big on Sunday, February 9th. Duffy's Big Game Day experience, starting at just $25, includes a guaranteed front row seat, complimentary welcome drink, touchdown tots, official Duffy swag, and more. Tailgating on your home turf? Pre-order your game day eats and score double MVP points. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
The all-new 2025 Range Rover Evoque, where bold design meets refined luxury. Ready to elevate your drive? With 3.9% APR for 60 months, it's the perfect time to make your move. For well-qualified buyers, that means payments as low as $1,837 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit your Land Rover Palm Beach off Okeechobee Boulevard. or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com and experience the 2025 Range Rover Evoque today.
While it's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, the taste is difficult to ignore. And what about plastics and pharmaceuticals now in the water? The team at Culligan is here to help. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants right at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community with water issues since 1936. Schedule your appointment today at Culligan.com.
Hey, Culligan man!
It's National Signing Day on ESPN 106.3.
University of Miami.
Presented by Kaiser University, home of the 2023 NAIA Football National Champions.
Florida State University, go Norvell. Florida State it is.
Breaking the biggest stories and covering everything high school sports.
Florida. You're going to Florida.
National Signing Day is presented by HSS, Kaiser University, Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Culligan, and the Orange Bowl.
We're on here with the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo Christian Katt with you live from the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach on ESPN 106.3. Well, you heard Mike Norvell, you heard Miles Russ, you've heard the NAIA school, you've heard the ACC school. Let's hear from what's going on locally in the high school sphere. Let's bring in Hector Clavijo, the head coach of Santa Lucia's football, who has had 3 straight really good years under Hector. Coach Clavijo, what's going on? How are we doing? What's up?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you giving us the time here. Busy day, it seems like, for you guys, signing left and right. Give us a rundown on what's going on at Santa Lucia's.
Yeah, we had 4 guys sign on campus. We had 1 guy sign off campus, got caught on a visit, got caught in the snow. So he signed up the road today. So we had 5 guys total signed today, their letters of intent.
That's on top of 2 in December. And, Coach, I mean, this has got to be the most satisfying thing as a high school coach is transitioning this many players, this many athletes towards the next level, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is life-changing for these guys. You can win as many games as you want. And even though they'll always remember those experiences, but the opportunity for them to further their education and make lifetime friends, it's super important for them.
And Coach Clavijo, one thing about this too is also now all of a sudden developing relationships with head coaches at the college level or recruiting coordinators very apparent now because, we know that Santa Lucia's had this great player and that great player. This is something that you could build and continue to roll forth. You've had great players in the past as well. What does this mean that these guys are going to college? Santa Lucia's is viewed now as a launch pad to the collegiate level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's where I, would like to be named, remembered for, being able to put out of these kids in school. It's all about relationships. It's all about who you know, and just knowing enough of those guys and being able to network, go to clinics, go to conventions, go to events, and really just be able to spend time around guys at the next level is really how you're able to give these kids an opportunity to perform at that level.
Well, it's interesting you say that because it is interesting, especially in Palm Beach County. There are guys who sometimes fall through the cracks, and I think it goes unsaid about how much a high school coach's play in getting these guys noticed, getting these guys looks, getting these guys offers, and eventually getting them to the college level. It's not just if you're a great player, they'll find you. You've got to be a great player and put yourself in a position to be found.
Absolutely. I mean, perfect example for us today was, Anna Tay Smith, obviously one of the best players in the county, a great athlete, performed, 3-year starter for us and had a great high school career, played multiple positions, but he was kind of one of those guys that's more of a tweener, right, where he wasn't, he's only 5'10", not 6'1" or 6'2", and, doesn't run 4.3, but he's a great football player. So that's a kid that maybe 3-4 years ago would have ended up at, maybe an FCS or at a group of 5 school. Well, now because of the portal and the way things are moving, he kind of got pushed down a bit to that Division II school. But again, a phenomenal player that's going to a phenomenal school. They're the Division II national champions. And he's going to be able to play at a high level for his next 4 to 5 years. So, that's a guy that, was affected by the landscape now in college football, the way things work. but we were able to do a good job and still give them the opportunity to go play ball at a high level.
Coach, it's been well documented the turnaround that you led with Santa Lucius, inheriting a 1-8 team, then winning 8 games each of the last 3 years. To you, even in the ultimate team sport, how important is team success in terms of turning your high school student athletes into college student athletes at the next level?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you're winning and there's people talking about your program, people talking about your school at whatever level, right? Whether it be media, whether it be high school, other high school coaches, whether it be, the college guys. If you're doing a good job, you're winning, you're beating your opponents handily, you're going to the playoffs, you're doing those things, you're traveling out of state, playing schools, visiting other colleges. Once that brand becomes bigger and bigger, right, it becomes a little bit easier, right? You get a little bit more foot traffic, you get a little bit more action at the schools, and then also the coaches kind of believe, like, all right, man, these guys kind of, been able to turn a program around that wasn't winning many football games to now winning. Those kids are also now winners, and that's what colleges are. Colleges want winners at the end of the day. They don't want guys that don't know how to win, because at the end of the day, the livelihood of college coaches is directly affected by wins and losses.
Coach Hector Calvillo of Santa Lucius football joining us now on the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. Coach Calvillo, has it gotten harder for high schoolers to get recruited in the new landscape of college football? You alluded to the NIL and the transfer portal and just how affluent it is for some of these teams to reload, not through college or high school classes, but a lot of times through transfer portal classes. Has that meant it's gotten harder to get these guys seen, get these guys looks at proper schools?
I mean, I think my guys do a good job of being seen. I think the problem becomes how much space do these schools have and how much time do they have to really invest in that type of kid, right? So, for example, that, Anate Smith, like I said, got kind of pushed down. He was a kid that had Division I offers, last spring, but kind of got pushed down through the portal and through, being a high school kid and other kids and whatnot. But then there's the kids that are signing to NAIA schools now, the Kaisers, the Webbers, that 3, 4, 5 years ago were probably Division II guys, or, even 1AA guys, FCS guys. So I think the talent has gotten just pushed down. So the kid that was going NAIA maybe 3 or 4 years ago may be out of luck now, unfortunately. But, with that being said, people forget if you're not going Division I, right, if you're not going to those Power 5, Group of 5 type of schools, you got to have a combination of 3 things. You got to have, obviously, the height, weight, and the film, the football aspect, right? You also got to have good academics in order to have a package that's, affordable. And then you got to typically you got to be a person of need, right? A kid that qualifies for a Pell Grant. If you don't have those 3 things and you're not going Division I, it's going to cost you a pretty penny to go to school. So that's why I kind of preach to my guys that you got to have those 3 things in order to be successful. And there's ways to achieve those things, But you got to start doing that as kids are sophomores and juniors just to make sure that they're okay for their senior year.
Coach, you got 5 kids who signed today, and you got 2 kids who signed back in December, and Caden Gordon and Jamar Broder. For you as a coach, how much do you sort of keep tabs on these guys as they go to the next level? I know you got your own season to worry about and your own players, but it's got to be satisfying to see growth, development at the next level. Do you keep in touch with them? Do you talk to them once every while? How does Hector Calvillo handle that?
I mean, it's a little different for each kid. I speak to all of them, but obviously I speak to some more than others, But, I mean, I was on the phone last night with Jamar. I was on the phone with Caden a couple of days ago. I'm still on the phone with Will Pritchard. Texted me this morning, good luck today, and, was able to do a good job. We had a kid, Curtis Douglas, was in the portal, over the Christmas break and just got him plugged, into another school. And, there's a lot of movement going on. So there's different conversations, but I typically talk to every guy that is playing college football, at least, once a week, if not once every 2 weeks.
Good to know. Coach, and last thing here, so the listener knows on the National Signing Day special, Santa Lucius signed who to where today?
So Anate Smith signs to Fair State.
Israel Marion signed to Kaiser. Travis Robinson signed to Kaiser as well. Andreas Jakusic signed to Weber International. And Nicholas Acosta signed to Culver Stockton.
5 collegiate athletes right there. Good job, Coach. We appreciate you giving us the time here on the National Signing Day Special. Keep up the great work. Looking forward to speaking again soon.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.
You got it. That's Coach Hector Clavijo of Santa Lucia's football. 5 guys signing today and 2 earlier in December with Caden Gordon and Jamar Broder to Michigan and NC State, respectively. So whatever Hector Clavijo is doing, take notes if you're a Palm Beach County a head coach that is looking to get their guys noticed in college, because not a lot of schools in the area are doing it as well as Coach Clavijo. We roll on here on the National Signing Day Special. Got a packed second hour. Rock Bellantini, the outside linebacker coach at Auburn, and Takoa Barnes from Boca Christian Girls Volleyball, who signed with Oklahoma. We will talk to both of them in the second hour. Got a couple more interviews to get to. Stick around for it. Will be a lot of fun on the National Signing Day Special on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
It's time for baseball in West Palm Beach. Spring training is just around the corner, and Cacti Park at the Palm Beaches is the place to be. Grab your family and friends and soak in the sunshine, green grass, and the crack of a bat. Watch the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals take on the New York Yankees, Mets, Braves, and for the first time ever, the Toronto Blue Jays. Catch the excitement from February 22nd through March 23rd. Tickets are on sale now at cactipark.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action. Secure your seat today.
Your golf tip of the day is presented by the Club at Lost Lake in Hope Sound. Side spin is never good for a putt. Even the slightest rotation left or right can knock your ball offline by feet. To avoid slicing your putt, draw a straight line all the way around your golf ball. Place the ball on the green with the line pointing directly at the hole for a relatively straight putt. When putting, use a smooth pendulum stroke. Hit the ball so that the line rolls end over end. If the line wobbles, side spin is affecting your putt. A great way to practice is with the push drill. Place the putter directly behind the ball and push it straight toward the hole, focusing on a smooth roll. Once you master this, gradually add your backswing to perfect your stroke. A ball that starts online tends to stay online, so take the time to align your shot carefully. Trust the process, and with practice, your consistency will improve dramatically. Remember, every detail matters when it comes to precision. For more on memberships, visit theclubatlostlake.com.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Can't make it to New Orleans for the big game? Join us at Duffy's Sports Grill with 2 ways to score big on Sunday, February 9th. Duffy's Big Game Day experience, starting at just $25, includes a guaranteed front row seat, complimentary welcome drink, touchdown tots, official Duffy swag, and more. Tailgating on your home turf? Pre-order your game day eats and score double MVP points. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
The 2024 Land Rover Discovery, built for those who seek both adventure and luxury. With 2.9% APR for 48 months, now is the perfect time to drive into your next journey. For well-qualified buyers, that's as low as $17.92 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today off Okeechobee Boulevard, or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com and take home the 2024 Discovery today.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's National Signing Day on ESPN 106.3.
University of Miami.
Presented by Kaiser University, home of the 2023 NAIA Football National Champions.
Florida State University, go North. Florida State it is.
Breaking the biggest stories and covering everything high school sports.
Florida. You're going to Florida.
National Signing Day is presented by HSS, Kaiser University, Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Kelligan, and the Orange Bowl.
The National Signing Day special rolls on here. The 5th of February, we got the second stint in Palm Beach County Treasure Coast High School sports area where a bunch of guys throughout Palm Beach County are signing to their colleges and playing at the next level, whether that's football, volleyball, whatever sport it may be. Talk to Coach Miles Russ of Kaiser football a little earlier on. They're taking on a couple players from Santa Lucius. Kaiser University, a big footprint in the Palm Beach County area because they're champions. They're all over the flagship campus of Kaiser University in West Palm Beach. Kaiser Seahawks have now won 22 national championships, including back-to-back national titles in men's lacrosse, 3 straight NAIA women's swimming and diving titles, and the 2023 NAIA football championship before making it back to the title game in 2024. KU has also captured 61 regular season and 63 conference tournament titles, plus a Learfield Cup trophy. Get the latest in Kaiser Seahawks athletics. That's KUSeahawks.com. Second hour here, we're going to talk to Rock Bellantoni, the now outside linebacker, defensive edge coach at Auburn, was back out about 5 different times with FAU. We'll talk to him at 3:15. Should be a whole lot of fun then. But in the meantime, got a couple interviews to get to. Theo Dorsey of Theoretically Speaking, which you could hear 2 to 4 weekdays in this actual slot on weekdays. He's not with us today, but he was talking to a bunch of kids in the high school area, and one of whom was Leland Beckford, Treasure Coast linebacker who committed, signed, sealed, going to play at Kaiser University. Take a listen to Leland Beckford and Theo Dorsey.
Theo Dorsey up here, Port St. Lucie, National Signing Day 2025, and I got Leland Beckford. He, 4 years, right, at Treasure Coast. It all culminates in signing with the Kaiser Seahawks. What did it feel like, man, to finally put pen to paper there?
It felt like an accomplishment. It felt like
kind of unreal, to be honest. Like, I'm already at this point in my life where I got to make a decision to a college. And, I mean, it's exciting, though. So, I mean, I'm glad to make it.
Again, Kaiser is one of those storied programs through the years of Doug Socia and this past season with Miles Russ. They've always been competitive. They've always fought until either the Final 8, Final 4 teams or like the past few years, the national championship game. What excites you about knowing that you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to be playing deep into the postseason with that team?
I mean, it definitely feels like I'm going to be part of greatness. They, as he said, 3 years straight. I mean, I'm trying to make it another 4. I'm trying to bring my talent there, succeed as a freshman, do my best to help them get to another national.
You played a lot of positions here. You made a lot of pivotal plays for Treasure Coast. What do you know about what your role can be for the Seahawks next year?
My role, I'm trying to come in there as a leader, show them what the Titan-born, Titan-bred is really about, and show them how an athlete as myself can be a part of the team and make it better than what it is now.
What's your favorite position to play in football?
Definitely linebacker, but I feel like I could definitely play QB if I really wanted to. But yeah, linebacker is definitely my position I was born to be in.
You had a little twinkle in your eye when you talked about the quarterback position. What was it about that?
I feel like I could throw a little far, a little shot put right there, so I could throw a ball deep. But I'm a little accurate. They call me the gunslinger for sure.
Who is they?
Who's they? My friends. They do a lot. We play a lot of pickup football at home, so they definitely call me the gunslinger because I'm QB1 for sure.
Hey, look, man, now I'll let Russ and them know they got some trick plays, maybe some gadget plays to throw you in there with. What do you feel like you're going to miss the most about Friday Night Football, about Treasure Coast football, and about your Titan family that you're moving on from?
I feel like I'm going to miss everything about it. Like, this is really where football really began to be real for me. The band playing in the background while I'm on the field, making big plays with my friends on the field as well, this is brotherhood to me. So being able to do that with them for 4 years really was like a big part of my life and call them family. So, I mean, I'm going to miss a lot of it, to be honest.
Do you have any mentors in the game, people that have told you what it's going to be like to play on Saturdays in college and how it's going to be so much different than what you've been doing the past 4 years?
Yeah, so all the people that I've been with that went to college, all my 4 years that they've been playing, I still talk to them, so they let me know how real it is and different aspects. I mean, they all go to different schools, so they all tell me different visions of football. They all different levels. They really teach me. Each level has their competition, and each level has the same amount of discipline as well.
I see you got the blue dye and the dreads. Is that Seahawk inspired? Is it always like that?
Nah, so, I mean, I changed it up for the season. It was pink. I went to purple, and then the purple washed out to blue. But the blue definitely, I mean, it's a sign, basically.
Yeah, so it was meant to be. When did you end up making that decision to go to Kaiser? I know it hadn't been publicly announced ahead of really National Signing Day, but it seemed like you definitely knew where you were going today.
Yeah, so, I mean, I talked with my family, and we decided about almost a month ago where I was going to go. I mean, it felt like home. We went on a visit, too. The visit really made a seal a deal.
Well, your mom was like, you ain't going too far from me, so I want to watch you play football, huh?
Yeah, she said, she always makes a joke, but sometimes I think she's serious when she says that she's going to move wherever I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, sometimes she really feels like she's going to do that.
But that's the thing. She's going to be able to, it's not going to take too much of a haul for them to be able to still watch you play, for your friends as well. And even for us here at ESPN 106.3, we can pull up right there around the corner. For you, did that play into the decision a lot? But also, I think about it, and it's not like you're settling for a program that's not going to be competing at a high level. So it's almost like you get the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get to compete at a great level and also have my family there. That was a big thing for me. It was location and being able to bring my friends and family to every game as long as I can. And that was a big part of my life.
Gotcha. And then what would you tell those athletes that are trying to do what you just were able to accomplish today? The middle schoolers, the freshmen, the sophomores who are aspiring to get to this, but everybody can't, right? That was a really good Treasure Coast football team. It was only 2 of you here at the National Signing Day. How can they separate themselves from the pack like you were able to?
Separate yourself by becoming the leader, not a follower. These days everybody wants to be a follower, but I mean, there's only certain people that really want to be a leader. And just separate yourself from all the bad people. I mean, separating yourself is really a big part of it. Make sure them grades are up. I mean, them grades are so serious. I have a great GPA. That's really another reason why I'm going where I am. Great academics. Make sure you take school first and then football. But, I mean, separating yourself from the pack, I mean, is really going to take you a long way.
Leland, congratulations, and enjoy the next 4 years at Kaiser.
Thank you so much.
Leland Beckford, signee at Kaiser University. That was him and Theo Dorsey there on the National Signing Day special on ESPN 1063. We'll take a timeout. On the flip side of things, we'll hear from Rock Bellantoni, the new outside linebacker edge coach for Auburn. For the Auburn Tigers, who was formerly at Florida Atlantic. He was in, he was out, he was in, he was out. Multiple head coaches on the staff. This guy's been everywhere. Looking forward to speaking to him, getting his take on what's going on in the Palm Beach County area. Stick around for it. It's the National Signing Day special on ESPN 1063.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hi, I'm Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. As you have likely seen and heard, law firm advertising is at an all-time high. Attorney ads seem to be part of every radio and TV commercial segment. Some firms are even using paid actors and actresses to speak for them. At Smith Ball Baez and Prather, we know that the decision to hire a law firm should never be based on advertisements alone. It is our past results and many positive 5-star reviews that we encourage you to read at smithball.com to learn more about our law firm. We have board-certified lawyers. We have lawyers listed in the best lawyers in America and in super lawyers. But most importantly, we have experienced lawyers located right here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast that are ready to be your advocate and your voice, and fully prepared to start fighting for your legal rights today. Our purpose, legal power. Our mission, huge results. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Introducing the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport. Designed for those who crave adventure, style, and performance. And now it's more accessible than ever with 3.9% APR for 60 months. For well-qualified buyers, that means payments as low as $1,837 a month per $1,000 financed. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach located on Okeechobee Boulevard or head over to LandRoverPalmBeach.com today for more information on how you can take home the 2025 Land Rover Discovery Sport.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
It's National Signing Day on ESPN 1063.
University of Miami.
Presented by Kaiser University, home of the 2023 NAIA Football National Champions.
Florida State University, go North.
Florida State it is. Breaking the biggest stories and covering everything high school sports.
Florida. You're going to Florida.
National Signing Day is presented by HSS, Kaiser University, Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Kelligan, and the Orange Bowl.
Rolling on here with the National Signing Day special. Colin Russo Christian Katt, as always, A lot of guests today, a lot of fun to be had about the Palm Beach County area high school sports. Let's bring in somebody who knows this like the back of his hand. Somebody who's been involved in coaching for the better part of 30 years and has coached just about everywhere. It's none other than the current outside linebacker coach at Auburn. Formerly, you saw him on the sidelines at FAU for multiple stints, including as defensive coordinator. It's Coach Rock Bellantoni. Coach Rock, what's going on? How we doing?
Hey, Colin, thanks for having me on, man. It's great to hear from you guys.
I appreciate you jumping on with us. Coach, really quickly, you know the Palm Beach County area with the amount of talent that comes through here at a high school level. What can you say about your experiences going through this area and finding some talent?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, over the years, whether I've been at FAU or other programs, we've been trying to get guys from Palm Beach County everywhere I've been. You know, every time you turn around, there's a good football player. The guys that we built our program with when Lane took over, you know, with Charlie Partridge, the Devin Singletaries, Jalen Youngs, Kareth White, a ton of talent right there in Palm Beach County. And now I'm back at another school that's out of state where we're going to try to come and grab some guys out of here and bring them up here and make them good football players here. So, yeah, it's a great county for football, very underrated. The people there make that place really special. So can't wait to come home and get some guys.
And Coach, you mentioned that now you could bring some of that Auburn ties down to Palm Beach County. But you were at FAU for a number of years, coached under multiple different coaching regimes, the Herman staff, a little bit with Kiffin, the whole thing. A weird exit. It's sort of a strange last 2 months for you, not really settled in where you're going. What was that experience like? Break us down really what happened there.
Yeah, it was just a strange time, man. You know, we started off the year really well on defense, played really well. We had some injuries we couldn't really recover from. We lost 5 starters at some point, and you know, Coach Herman decided to make a change, and whether you agree with it or not, that was his decision. And then the university decided to make a change, and Coach Lunsford asked me to come back, and you know, I wanted to be back for my players, you know, and the coaches on staff that I love. So it was a chance for me to go back into the office and finish what I started. And I thought we played really good at the end of the year, played good for Chad, and end of the year on a good note. So that was good. And then Coach Kitley came in and he wanted me to stay, asked me to stay right away. And I was happy to stay. That's our home. It'll always be home. But when an opportunity like this came up at Auburn, it was too much to pass. It was too good to pass up. I mean, I've been here before. I loved it when I was here. It's obviously one of the best places in college football. So, yeah, it was a wild ride, much as most of my career has been. So hopefully we got some wild rides left.
Yeah, Coach, an incredible career you've had back and forth at a number of schools. You mentioned Auburn and FAU, just going back, taking different stops in different spots. You've been under 100 different staffs here. What is going on here, Coach? Is this your decision? Is this just how the ball falls here? Jumping around now back at Auburn, you are jumping around like nobody's ever seen. Walk me through this. Is this a Rock Bellantoni thing, or is this just how the career tree goes?
I think it's maybe a little bit of both. I think, you know, you could look at it as a negative thing that you've had to bounce around, but I look at it as a positive.
It's a positive because multiple staffs want you around.
That's right. For 30 years, you know, you try to act right. You try to do things the right way. You try to treat people the right way. And I think in the long run, you're going to get taken care of. And whether, you know, you end up in a situation where maybe you did a bad job and you're out of a job, or you're out of a job with it has nothing to do with what you did. You know, when you're a good person and people know what you're made of, I think they want to take care of you and they want to help you. So I think it's a little bit of both. This profession is rough. It's not for, you know, the thin-skinned person. It's you got to roll with the punches. You got to have special people in your corner at home, a great wife, great kids who love it and want to be part of it. And you know, you got to take the good with the bad. I've had some really, really great times in my career. I've had some really, really challenging times in my career. So you got to take the good and the bad, and you got to be able to roll with it.
Coach, you mentioned your kids, 2 kids that are going to be college athletes themselves. How did Dad get them prepared for the next level here as they signed today on National Signing Day?
Well, it had a lot more to do with their mom's talent. She played college softball, so that was good. And then they have 2 older brothers who both play in college right now. Gino, our oldest, plays at Kaiser. He's been an all-conference player at Florida National, wanted to transfer up to Kaiser for his last year. And they've got a hell of a team. If you ever get a chance to go out and watch Kaiser, there's a selfless plug. Then, you know, Marco, our middle one, plays at Columbia International in South Carolina. And so these younger 2 have had those guys paving the way for them. They've laid the foundation. They've wanted to be like them their whole life. And now they're going to get to live out their dreams at a higher level than the NAIA programs. At a Division I school in Philadelphia, and we're really, really proud of them. We're really, really thankful for all the people from travel ball coaches to high school coaches to personal trainers in the area, everybody who's poured into them to help them reach their goals of playing Division I baseball. We're so thankful for all the help we've gotten from everybody.
Coach, you've had a wonderful career. I look forward to following the careers of your kids as they go on to the next level as well. Appreciate you carving out the time here. We look forward to speaking again soon.
Yes, sir, Colin. Thanks for having me on. War Eagle.
You got it. That's Coach Rock Bellantoni, the current outside linebacker coach over at Auburn University, was at the defensive coordinator spot over at FAU. Somebody who's been absolutely everywhere. Washington State, Eastern Illinois, Auburn twice, FAU twice, under multiple staffs. This guy is somebody, he mentioned when we asked Coach Rock about how good is it to be jumping around as much as he has in his coaching career, it's a good thing because multiple staffs are interested in your services, are interested in the type of footprint that you leave in locker rooms and in team buildings. So off of that, very impressed with that career. He was on Mike Leach's staff over at Washington State. I didn't have a chance to ask him about Coach Leach and how he operated as a head coach, but this is an impressive career path that he has had.
I feel like any career you have that dichotomy where it's like, okay, loyalty to the same place in 20 years, whether it's the factory you work at, whether it's the law firm you're at. Yeah, that has its pros. It has its cons. And the opposite of that is bouncing place to place, side to side. You have so many different experiences and you have so many conversations with different minds, whether it be in the law game or in the football game. Like, Rock's been there. He's done that. He has dealt with athletes from everywhere in the continental United States because all these stops he's been at, FAU one of them, and now Auburn being his most recent.
And there's something to be said, too, about jumping back and forth to the schools. So you mentioned loyalty and sticking with the same thing can also be beneficial, but this is somebody who keeps going back to the program. So he went back to FAU. Yeah. He went back to Auburn, and more importantly, they invited him back. So it goes to show the type of imprint that he left in those programs, in those buildings, with the people that make decisions there because they were interested in having him back.
Yeah, a good lesson to be learned outside of football is it's never good to burn bridges. Like, you want to exit somewhere, you do it the right way because you never know when you got to go back to that place, whether it be in life, in your career, in sports, whatever. Do the right thing and not burn those bridges.
The National Signing Day special over on ESPN 106.3. If you missed any of these interviews, want to listen back, you can catch them over at ESPN West Palm High School Game Day. That will be on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Got a packed day of programming today with Russo and Rizzo following at 4 p.m. from 4 to 7 today alongside the final countdown up till the Super Bowl week. But it's National Signing Day today, and Palm Beach County is busy. Hector Clavijo, 5 guys today, 5 athletes that are signing to play college football at the next level over from Santa Lucia's High School. We appreciate Coach Rock Bellantoni for joining us as the Auburn outside linebacker coach. We talked to head coach of FSU football, Mike Norvell, earlier in the show. A lot of fun already had, a lot more to be had as we continue on the program. Couple more interviews to get to. We'll get to after the timeout. And then we'll also get one last live guest with Takoa Barnes of Boca Christian Girls Volleyball. She signed with Oklahoma today. So somebody who's going to be playing SEC style. We'll get the insight on that because I know, Lord knows, Christian and I did not have the wits and the talents to go compete athletically over at the SEC. But we'll take a timeout. On the flip side of things, we'll hear from a couple of these athletes that are signing today and taking their careers onward to college-level play. Should be a whole lot of fun. It's the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Is your credit on life support? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives will be on site to grant special approval to consumers who meet certain minimum criteria. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach wants to approve you so you can drive home your new Kia today. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Hello, is this thing on? I repeat, Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic wants to approve you for a new Kia today. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the credit clinic today and tomorrow at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or go online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval term.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Can't make it to New Orleans for the big game? Join us at Duffy's Sports Grill with 2 ways to score big on Sunday, February 9th. Duffy's Big Game Day experience, starting at just $25, includes a guaranteed front row seat, complimentary welcome drink, touchdown tots, official Duffy swag, and more. Tailgating on your home turf? Pre-order your game day eats and score double MVP points. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
It's National Signing Day on ESPN 106.3.
University of Miami.
Presented by Kaiser University, home of the 2023 NAIA Football National Champions.
Florida State University, go now.
Florida State it is. Breaking the biggest stories and covering everything high school sports.
Florida. You're going to Florida.
National Signing Day is presented by HSS, Kaiser University, Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Culligan, and the Orange Bowl.
Hey! Culligan man! It's not always possible to see contaminated water coming out of the faucet, but the taste is difficult to ignore. What about the plastics and pharmaceuticals now in water? The team at Culligan understands this and can help remove this from your water. Culligan offers water testing and reverse osmosis systems designed to filter out those contaminants at the source. Culligan has been helping the local community since 1936. You can get your water test for free. Free water test at Culligan.com. Just say, hey, Culligan man, are you there? He's there. Get your free water test at Culligan.com today. Did you know about that, about the water?
Yeah, I saw the tests, and Florida is not the place you want to be to going straight from the tap. We'll put it that way.
Wow.
Especially for your kids,
your
family. I know the schools take care of, but at home, no, you want that stuff filtered. You want it fixed by Culligan.
Culligan man! He'll help you out.
Well, you're doing it wrong. You're doing the wrong Culligan, man. It's a throwback to the commercial for Culligan, and it goes like this.
Hey, Culligan man!
You need more attitude.
Yeah, I don't have the pitch in my voice
You're not
either.
barking from a prison yard. Like,
at the side of a street. Hey!
You're holding,
Walking down the street. Hey, who is that?
You're holding onto a door and waving a hand out the door. Like it's almost like the milkman walking down the street if it's 1932.
Right.
That's what you're kind of doing.
Right. I don't have the inflectuation or the pitch in my voice to do that, but I'll give that another rip a little later on in the day. But that's Culligan Water. Go check it out and make sure that your water is not contaminated. Get a free water test and go check it out for yourself. It's National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Christian Katt, as always, rolling on with you up till 4 p.m. Got the coverage of all the Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast area high school sports, the second National Signing Day. So all different sports are getting active and getting signed, sealed, delivered to their collegiate athletic career. One of them we spoke to was somebody who made quite a name for himself in the high school football realm for Atlantic football down in Delray. Because Atlantic football is one of the best teams in the area, and they had so much talent. Everybody was talking about Teddy Hoffman. But what about the guy who's throwing it to Teddy Hoffman? It's none other than Lincoln Graff, who signed today. He spoke with Theo Dorsey, theoretically speaking. Take a listen.
It's actually Cade this time.
It was Cade?
It was Cade.
Wow, it wasn't Theo. Thank God. So we can listen to some Cade talking to Lincoln Graff, quarterback of Atlantic football. Take a listen.
Appreciate it, guys. Cade Chumslin here with now Concordia St. Paul Bear, Lincoln Graff. Lincoln, you just put pen to paper. What are the emotions like right now?
It's grateful. I'm grateful for this experience, grateful for my high school experience and all the people that supported me and that were sitting here today, and I'm excited for this next step.
Long tenured career here at Atlantic. What are going to be some of your favorite memories out of Atlantic?
Definitely, the district championships are always fun, but playoff wins, the playoff loss hurts, but that was still probably the most unforgettable night, and the comeback wins we had, that was definitely the most fun that I've had here.
You're going up to Concordia to play football, but you've been playing a bunch of different sports here at Atlantic. How are all of those other sports and all of those other experiences really going to help you focus in on football?
Yeah, there's every sport has different types of people. So I've had so many people to encounter with over my time and before high school and in high school. So when I get up there, there's going to be different guys. Most of the guys are from Milwaukee in our signing class, so learning different people and I think it's going to help me not as much physically, but more socially and being able to be a guy that they need me to be there.
You had a trip up there personally. What were some of the vibes and experiences that you loved so much when you were there on campus that helped you in this decision?
Yeah, the coaching staff, it seems like people I could spend the next 4 years of my life with. Like, they are fun to be around. So I want to be around something like that, and their strength coach is phenomenal. The weight room's phenomenal. It's everything that I need to grow. It's nothing extra, nothing less. It's everything I need. So.
Now that is quite a ways north. Are you prepared for that type of weather environment?
It's all in your head. So as long as I got my layers on, and I'm going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. So.
Last question for you, Lincoln. What do Bear fans need to know about yourself when you come into Minnesota?
Just, I don't know, be ready. I don't like setting expectations, but I have goals within myself, and I just want to do my best. So as long as they gonna get my best, that's what I can give them. So.
Well, congratulations again, Lincoln. Again, Concordia St. Paul, Lincoln Graff, the new quarterback. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
That was Lincoln Graff, the former quarterback of Atlantic football, with Cade Chums in there of ESPN 106.3. He's going up north. Be ready for the cold. Bring a jacket because it is nothing like down here. But props to Lincoln for signed, sealed, delivered, figuring it out at the next level. Going to see him continuing to play football as we should because of how good he was throughout the year over at Atlantic football. It's the National Signing Day special. If you missed any of these interviews once again and want to listen back, go to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts as they are uploaded accordingly to them. We got Russo and Rizzo coming up at 4 p.m., packed sports day. It's midweek part of the Super Bowl, so we can start getting into the game a little bit. Should be a whole lot of action there as well as it's a 4 to 7 edition. Colin Russo and Christian Katt with you. One thing about Atlantic football is I feel like a lot of the pressure or a lot of the spotlight was always on Teddy Hoffman and how good he was. Teddy Hoffman, of course, the star wide receiver who transferred in from St. Andrews and somebody who kind of took that Palm Beach sports football by storm. And then I don't think people give enough credit to what Lincoln Graff was really able to accomplish with Atlantic football. He was so good. And Teddy Hoffman, of course, signed with NC State a couple months back on a big shocker there on a flip on signing day. But Lincoln Graff going to play collegiately as well because he deserves it and he is good enough. So
yeah, his size. Yeah, the size is always a big thing with quarterbacks to play at the next level. But when you watch him play with Atlantic, as you mentioned,
They played a lot of Division I talent throughout the year, and he did not waver.
They certainly did, and it really doesn't matter how big you are if you get the ball from point A to point B over your offensive line with different arm angles, wall rolling to your left, rolling to your right, and we've seen those next-level, college-level throws from Lincoln Graff all throughout the season, really, from when they mow through the regular season opponents up until the playoff run where they dominated a bunch of teams as well. Lincoln Graff might be a diamond, you want to call it in the rough, but a diamond here in Palm Beach County in the Treasure Coast because he certainly has arm talent and he's got kind of a gritty mentality with his legs where he's not the fastest guy, but he is great side to side.
It's savvy.
And he doesn't really shy away from contact, which some coaches hate that with the quarterback. They want to protect him.
True, but you can't teach guttiness. You can't teach that.
He's a tough kid. I mean, simply put, he's a tough kid, and that might speak.
Guttiness.
It shows on the field, but it shows off the field as well because he's going to be in the weight room to address
Get
the
him
size.
in a college regimen.
He's going to put his nose to the ground and really make where he goes a better school.
I got a feeling that the best days are yet to come for Lincoln Graff and company. So looking forward to following along on his collegiate career. We got another interview to get to on the flip side. After this timeout, we will talk with Takoa Barnes of Boca Christian Girls Volleyball. She signed with Oklahoma. So another top tier athlete for another great team in the area with Boca Christian Girls Volleyball. Looking forward to speaking with her and getting a rundown there. Stick around for it, the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Is your credit on life support? Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Local bank representatives will be on site to grant special approval to consumers who meet certain minimum criteria. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach wants to approve you so you can drive home your new Kia today. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. Hello, is this thing on? I repeat, Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach will be hosting a credit clinic at the dealership today and tomorrow. If you have a job bringing home $350 weekly, the credit clinic wants to approve you for a new Kia today. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the credit clinic today and tomorrow at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or go online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Credit affects down payment and approval term.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experienced, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Can't make it to New Orleans for the big game? Join us at Duffy's Sports Grill with 2 ways to score big on Sunday, February 9th. Duffy's Big Game Day experience, starting at just $25, includes a guaranteed front row seat, complimentary welcome drink, touchdown tots, official Duffy swag, and more. Tailgating on your home turf? Pre-order your game day eats and score double MVP points. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
It's National Signing Day on ESPN 106.3.
University of Miami.
Presented by Kaiser University, home of the 2023 NAIA Football National Champions.
Florida State University, go Norvell.
Florida State it is.
Breaking the biggest stories and covering everything high school sports.
Florida. You're going to Florida.
National Signing Day is presented by HSS, Kaiser University, Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Kelligan, and the Orange Bowl.
National Signing Day special rolls on here on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo Christian Katt, as always, from the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Ton of action going on, ton to talk about as it is now the round 2 part of the year of kids signing their next step of their athletic careers collegiately. So a whole lot of fun as we bring in Tacoa Barnes, the Boca Christian girls volleyball, soon to be signing with Oklahoma, I believe on Monday. Tacoa, welcome to the program. How are we doing today? What's going on?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you giving us the time here. And let me get this straight. You guys the signing day is on Monday for you guys, right?
Yes.
All right. So no, there's no second thinking about this. We are locked into Oklahoma.
Yes, very much so.
All right, so let's get into it. Boca Christian, of course, one of the better girls volleyball teams in the area, in the state. Tacoa, you've had a wonderful career. You're ready to take it to the next level. What is it about Oklahoma that told you that this is home?
It's all about when I went to the visit, it just felt like a place where I can maximize my potential. And the coaches, I could feel like they're there for me and that they'll be able to take me to the next level. So that's very, very important. It was on my list of schools and what I wanted. So they just checked all of the boxes that I wanted in a school. And I was like, I need to come here. This is a place that will really, really be very beneficial for me.
So, Tacoa, as a new Sooner, I haven't officially signed yet, have you begun to hate Texas and Oklahoma State yet, or is that going to grow through these next couple of days?
It's probably going to grow, but
so we're not there yet.
Down.
Okay. Tacoa, you cannot walk onto that campus first day of school. You got to be ready to do horns down. You got to be ready to do everything anti your rivals because it's coming.
Yeah, I'm ready. Horns down.
There you go. Tacoa Barnes joining us now from Boca Christian Girls Volleyball. So Tacoa, Oklahoma, soon to be signed in just a couple of days here. Boca Christian, you've had a wonderful career there. Boca Christian, you guys have played in a lot of big games, a lot of big matches over the past couple of years. For you, I can't say this season didn't go the way you wanted it to go. But just going through it myself, I'm going to double check with you. Did you guys lose to the same team 3 years coming in the playoffs?
Yes, we did.
Does that keep you up at night?
Yes, all the time.
Wow. All right, but you still have there's a lot to take away, a lot of positives to take away from what you were accomplished at Boca Christian. How did you know that Boca Christian, this is a team that is preparing you for the next level, but also got you to improve throughout your high school career? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I started I came to Boca Christian when I was like 13. So I came in my 8th grade year, and I started on the varsity team. That season was good. I was just, a new girl on the block, and, I was just an 8th grader, so, I was very unsure. 9th grade, I started to become more comfortable, and I'm very, very competitive, so I just wanted to compete. And, yeah, I just competed. My freshman year, just had a lot of fun. My 10th grade year was the first year we ever went to states in the history of Boca Christian volleyball. So that was very, very huge, and I was honored I was able to win the game-winning point to get to states. So that was very, very exciting. And luckily we were able to do it. Unfortunately, 10th grade we did lose. We were very nervous, and, nerves really get the best of you, especially because volleyball is such a mental game. And our next year, we were able to pull it through and go my 11th grade year. And I was like, you want to know what? Like, we have nothing to lose. Let's just go out with a bang. And we lost in 5, but it was a fight. And then this year, my senior year, we were able to get to states again, which is such a huge blessing. And we were able to we lost in 4. It was still a big fight, but sometimes you have to win, you have to lose sometimes, and it built character for me. So now I really did want to win. That was like my senior year. That was my year to win a state championship. That's something I've been working hard for since the first time we went. So it was, honestly, I think me going 3 times in a row says a lot. And it just happened we had to lose to the same team 3 years in a row.
Yeah. Takoa, I got a question for you. For any parent that has a 13-year-old girl, or for any 13-year-old girl listening now that plays volleyball in Palm Beach County or in the Treasure Coast, what advice would you have for them if they want to get as good as you are, get good enough to play SEC volleyball at the next level?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that really helped me was just working harder than everybody else. That's one thing you really have to do. And also it is mental. I really worked on my mental game. But one thing I can say, me working out and really going hard in the gym and going hard for extra reps, because reps is everything, it really helped me to build my confidence and just helped me to succeed as a volleyball player. So that's my advice.
Takoa Barnes of Boca Christian Girls Volleyball signing with Oklahoma over on Monday. Takoa, you've mentioned the mental side of volleyball really quickly. And before we let you go here, I want you to kind of get into that a little bit. I'm so fascinated with set sports because it's not cumulative. It's sort of like tennis where if you don't win that first set, all right, well, you could sort of reset here and the score resets. Volleyball is the same. There is a lot of a reset notion that, all right, you don't get this set, but we only need to get the next one, and it's still tied in a sense. That mental side of it, how did you sort of graduate into perfecting it or getting better at it? What was that growth like for you?
So one thing I can say, since I do a lot of training and really just working on my craft, I've gotten to a point where I trust myself. And that really does help my mental, because it's like, oh, I've done this in practice, so let me just apply it to the game when it really matters, when the game's on the line. Like my coaches say, trust your training. So that's what I do every single time. And also I listen to like motivational speaking, and that helps me. And sometimes I tell myself, like, pressure doesn't like pressure you, you pressure. And I tell this to my teammates too. My setter, Caitlin, we like say this to one another when we're in tough moments. So, yeah, I think me overall just training and listening to motivational speaking and just really having positive affirmations really helped me to be the player I am.
Appreciate
mentally.
it. Yeah, Takoa, we look forward to following your career as you move on to the collegiate level of volleyball. Congratulations on the way on Oklahoma. I hope signing day goes as well as you'd hope, and we appreciate you giving us the time.
Thank you.
All right, that's Takoa Barnes of Boca Christian Girls Volleyball. She's signing with Oklahoma over on Monday. That wraps up our National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Christian Katt. As always, you miss any of these interviews, want to listen back, go to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places, because all those interviews will be separately uploaded there if you want to listen back. Big thanks to Takoa Barnes for joining us then. Big thanks to Coach Rock Bellantoni, the outside linebacker coach of Auburn. Big thanks to Coach Hector Clavillo of Santa Lucia's football. Big thanks to Coach Miles Russ of Kaiser football. And, of course, big thanks to Mike Norvell, the Florida State head coach of football out there in Tallahassee.
I like that quarterback move. I like Castellanos. We saw what he could do against Florida State this year.
Yeah, then he quit on his team.
Hey, you know what? Because he wanted to be a Knoll that bad.
He wanted to be a Knoll that bad. Yeah, and he got out of Boston. That was the one thing I was nervous about with Castellanos. I agree. I thought he's a solid player. But I don't like him quitting on the team there and leaving mid-year like he did at Boston College. But we were aligning. We got Russo and Rizzo coming up next with Mike Rizzo, myself, and Christian Katt. Once again, the next 3 hours of that. We got Super Bowl coverage, some NBA news with the deadline coming up. But this has been the National Signing Day special on ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire